December being the last month of the year, according to the
9:19 a.m. To hear your notifications, follow the notification on your phone to turn on notification access.
Substances that people are going, especially Nigerian youth, are embracing now is very damaging, and it's unfortunate. And you cannot separate this this fact from the burden that the harshness of the economy has brought upon them.
So if that is the case with Lagos now, then what happens to other rural areas? The level of devastation resulting from the economic mishap.
It has also spread because in every hamlet in Nigeria, so to say, at least 70 or 50% of them are in Lagos. You understand? So the fact is that once anything that has a grip on something like that within the commercial, the largest commercial or the center of excellence like Lagos, it affects other states. There's no doubt about it. It is spreading. It has spread, not even is spreading.
It's a center of excellence. How do you relate that with the number of increasing lunatics?
You know what I'm saying is that, like I just explained now, that in every hamlet within the Nigerian nation, you have one or two
representative
that
reside in Lagos.
That reside in Lagos. That's what I'm saying. And that anything that affects Lagos in this regard that we are trying to, look into, it also has, an indirect or direct effect on the families, on the families across the country. So that's what I'm saying. That if it is not properly checked, I know we can. Maybe Nigerians will just discover that the level of madness, the real madness, people going insane has automatically increased.
And who should we blame at this time? And what is the government doing? Is there any proactive measures on the part of the government to curtail these excesses? These are supposed citizens of Nigeria, so the government has the direct responsibility to cater for their heads and their welfare.
I think the Nigerian media industry, have a role to really play here, and bring it to national limelight, and relevant agencies, NGOs, should also move in and start doing something in that regard. Because if it is allowed, we are going to lose a lot of talents. We are going to lose resources. We are going to lose human capital input, in the society, and it will not be something to write home about. You understand? So I think the media and the relevant agencies, like this platform too, people should look into it. We are just trying to alert the nation, of feasibility study that has been carried out, and it has been discovered that a lot of youths, especially Nigerian youths, are going insane and going mad on the street on daily basis.
Because sometimes, because of the inhalation stimulants, what they take, drugs, hard drugs,
no, you cannot.
chemicals.
See, let me tell you, you see, when you become depressed and you look left, you look right, there's no solution anywhere. The government are not providing a kind of support or some palliative to cushion the situation around you, created by them also. What do you do? That's why a lot of people jump into lagoon. You see Nigerians jumping into lagoon. You see
increasing rate of suicide as well is being recorded.
Nigerians are committing suicide here and there, because they cannot afford to. The shame is too much. Yes, that is truth. The shame is too much. When your demand is 300% above your supply, what are you going to do? You lose your mind. But we don't pray for something to continue. You understand? It's not about church. This is not about church. The church should also help. I don't know if there's anything wrong when we start seeing these big churches, mountain industries, mountain building farms here and there. You see, the government are less concerned.
Honestly, and creating more jobs for their own members.
For jobs. I don't see anything wrong if churches should go into
mechanized farming,
production, building factories here and there. I don't see anything wrong with that. You understand? It's all about service to humanity. I believe that it's not about acquiring properties and there. See, how many years do these people have to live on earth? How can somebody live and die in sadness? Or the society, the situation, because of bad leadership, you are seeing people going mad, committing suicide here and there. These are souls that God has destined in one particular way or the other
to be great,
to be bred and shepherd. You understand? So the churches too, Deeper Life, Redeem, winners, all these big names. I know they are doing a lot, but at this point in time, we want to see these churches go into farming. We want to see these churches build factories. Employ people. I know that they are also employing. They are contributing a lot. By trying to create employment. But we want to see them coming out truly having big mechanized farming industry system, refining system and all that.
But these people run with based on membership or individual resources of the members. You see, and they have been doing pretty a lot in terms of giving arms and taking medical bills, building dialysis. I know of Redeem and other people who are building hospitals. But they are not in control of the resources of the country. The government who are fully in control of the resources, how do we hold them responsible? Because they are making more Nigerians
what I'm saying is this. I'm asking. I know that the churches in Nigeria are, in fact, if not the churches, the system would have collapsed. There's no two ways about it. But what we're saying is this. Is it not possible for some of these big churches in Nigeria to go into farming? Is it not possible for some of these churches, even without government this thing, to go into industries, building of industries, big ones, support the industry, create employment with it, and contribute also to humanity. That's what I'm saying. I don't think, looking at this government, this APC has brought. I don't know whether this one is leadership or what. Look at how the president, look at Tinubu very well. You understand? Tinubu is so unpresidential in everything he does. Look at him. Look at Tinubu very well. Do you see anything that has to do with the symbol of leadership in him as a president? Just stand up and look at him. You understand? Is this kind of person what controlling the most populous black nation in the world? It's not a matter of sentiment. I think we have seen it now. Nigerians have seen it now.
The capacity
of the so-called
he's made up.
The so-called Jakaban. He has Jakaban everything now. So we should learn to understand the situation we are in now, and that's why I'm saying that the big churches in Nigeria should also look at that direction. Try to go into farming. Try to create employment by building industries. If they can finance it, I don't know whether government is going to stop them from doing that. I doubt. You understand? And also use that means if they can do that in all the locality, all the state, all the local government. There are a lot of plans. You understand? So hospitals, building hospitals is okay. Empowering people, all these things are just normal thing. But we want to see sustenance, from that angle in terms of the economy, employment, and service to humanity.
Well, that is quite interesting. But what do you think the government can do as an immediate remedy to this? Because we can't be losing the young ones to lunatics and expect any future for the country. So what do you think the government can do?
It's a menace. It's a virus. When you see Nigerian youth going mad on the street unnecessarily. You see somebody this morning, the following day the person is mad, and when you try to find out what is the reason, they tell you that it's under one influence or the other. And if you look at it very well, he's a confused person. He's depressed. He might have been lured in as a result of, they already said it, and I don't mind if the devil's,
workshop.
Workshop. That is why I'm saying that the government of Nigeria is careless, but if the church can try to, come in and kind of bridge that gap, go into production,
Not only the church, even on
everybody, including the Muslim brothers, including the traditionalists, including the some philanthropists, who it's not a matter of buying private jets. It's okay. I'm not against that, but at least I think it's high time, we begin to see a certain reform come into the vineyard of God. God is also, we know that God is also like working. God is a farmer too. God has encourages work, not idleness. You understand? The church should also look at that angle, maybe introduce a kind of something like this, farming, owned by a particular church. Acres, you have thousands of acres, they can use. You understand? It's part of what we are trying to say, to remove most Nigerian youth from
depression.
depression.
Thank you so much for your wonderful submissions. I will come back to you later in the day on very important issues regarding of course, a statement by the Northern Elders Forum calling on the attention of the government for the Igbos to leave because the said time is now. And that will be in the next edition. Thank you once again. Yes, so we have MC Grammar. Good morning, MC Grammar.
Good morning.
You're welcome to this political
Good morning.
rumbles this morning.
All right, good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Nigeria.
Number of lunatics, mad people, the real mad people increasing in the streets of Lagos due to economic hardship under Tinubu, according to Rewane and Economist. So what do you have to say?
Okay, please, before that, I just want to say something. This morning, you were just watching a rebranded and repackaged MC Grammar. I will not be talking the way I used to talk with insulting statements and insulting words because yesterday, I took a decision. I want to repackage and rebrand myself. I want to give another name to myself. This is it. Some guys, they call it Kolo, or what do we call it now? The kind of effect it's having on the youth of nowadays. Before you know it, this one is mad. So the rate of mad just because work.
Okay.
So that is the reason why it seems to be affecting the youths because most of them take drugs. But I tell people sometimes that Tinubu government, we all know before he got into power that Tinubu has no ideology of what to do for Nigerians because I witnessed when he was a Lagos state governor and to me he didn't really perform. But the people you brought like Fashola and Ambody, they perform better than you. So it means that you as a person who claims to be all and all, you did not perform up to their own level. So that's why I don't really rate you as a leader because even as a Lagos state governor, then there was a slogan they were using. Jeonsoke, Jeonsoke. What is Jeonsoke? Chop up. Is that not a rubbish language? Please. So we all know, but everybody's following it. But anyway, be it as it may be, he's just there. Jagaban, the man that knows how to use money to control a lot of people. And perhaps the reason why he's succeeding in government today is because he uses money and he uses it well. He knows how to use money to entice everybody. And so that's why he seems to be excelling in his government. Yes, I tell you something, when you're stingy, you cannot really make it. You understand? I'm a Peter Obi supporter. I support him to the end. But I used to tell people, the reason why Tinubu is succeeding in everything is because he's a giver. Not really a cheerful giver. I don't want to call him a cheerful giver. He's a giver that wants his own plan to be accomplished. So he's not a cheerful giver. So let's just call a spade a spade. So if you ask me, I would rather say Tinubu government is making a lot of people to run mad on the streets of Nigeria today, because a lot of people is really running mad, and that's a bad story to Nigerians, because we all are not happy about it. Can you imagine a lot of our youths going on the streets as mad people? You don't expect them to be happy.
Connect on my
That's just what I'm trying to say.
Drop
So
account
one of the
number.
things
Yeah,
I want to tell Nigerians is, please be yourself. Do not take hard drug because of Nigeria's situation. Do not take anything like drug. Always believe that one day it's going to get better. That's my own belief, and I believe that one day it's going to get better. It is not by you taking a drug that will be harmful to yourself. No, Nigerians are speaking to you in general now. Please stop taking drugs and let us be serious to life. You understand me? So that's just it.
And beside that, what can the government do? You know that just imagine a young man who has nothing to fall back on, and the government is not doing anything at all, not any deliberate attempt, of course, to encourage the young ones, even in the midst of suffering, just like palliative or creating other, of course, avenue for them to get retrained or rehabilitated. Because when depression sets up, it will lead to a deep, of course, depression that will lead to thinking otherwise. Don't you think, what could the government do?
Okay, what do you expect the government to do? The government, I got there through a trickish means. I got there through rigging election. Most of all these are leaders, governors and everybody, president, they got there through rigging. What do you expect from them? You don't expect a good leadership. There is no way they can really do very well, because they got through there, they got there through a dubious means. So you expect them to also use a dubious aspect to run the government. So there is no how you can really expect the government to be body. Let's just explain this to the government. If the government wants to work, they should concentrate on the reason why they are there as government. And why are they there? They are there to cater for the needs of the people, to ask themselves, how do I provide solution to the people? How do I help the people? How do I better the lives of the people? How do I make things to be working for my people? How do I make people to enjoy my government? These are the questions that are supposed to be on their mind. But now, the government is not thinking towards that side, because they got their true dubious means, and you don't expect them to give what they don't have. You only give what you have. You don't give what you don't have. And that is exactly why we are facing challenges in Nigerian government, because they cannot give what they don't have. Most of them don't have what it takes to govern Nigeria. That's the reason why we are seeing different kind of experience. That's the reason why we are seeing different kind of attitude from the government. So please, I want to say, just like your word, you said I should try to advise the government. The government should try to see how they can rescue a common Nigerian, how they can rescue us from this suffering. But I'll be very glad if the government can do that. But I know that the government got there through dubious means, and there's no how they can render a good service to us. So that is just one of the things, or one of the problems that we are facing presently. And so it's a big problem, and it will continue to hurt us. So I just want to say this, Nigerians, let us just continue to be hopeful that one day Nigerian government will live to their expectation. But for now, I don't think nothing good can ever come from the government, except we keep on praying that one day God touches their hearts. Thank you very much.
Well, these are the group of northerners flooding, of course, Lagos State. You can see them moving on the trucks. What, of course, security implication would that, of course?
Yes, you saw the way the Northerners just passed in a truck, a long feed truck with the Northerners, and everybody's holding them. Welcome, welcome to Lagos State. You know why they are shouting? Most of them are outside Fulani, most of them are even Fulanis, and so that's why people are screaming, welcome, welcome to Lagos, because we don't have security. Now let me tell you something. Your minister of what's it called, security or whatever in Nigeria, does not even know anything about security. I'm talking about Rewane. He doesn't. He's just there as just high service minister. Those are the people I call high service minister. He doesn't know anything about securing the country. Do you know that me talking to you now, I have more knowledge about security, securing this country? Because if you give me the post of a minister to secure this country, I know what to do. First of all, what do I say? Irrespective of where you come from, irrespective to secure Nigerian lives should be vital to me. I don't want to know whether you're Easterner or Northerner, but just Nigerian life is. You understand? Don't tell me that. Let me tell you, this thing, this politics is everywhere in the world, but Americans will never do that. A Chicago man will always want to say I'm Chicago. A New York man will always. But when it comes to security, the police will do their job as police, because they are not looking into that. You are from Chicago, I'm from New York, you are from this, you are from that. They are not looking at that. So that's what I'm trying to tell Nigerians. We should not be looking into all these ones. But Nigeria, we cannot do without looking into it. The Northerner will always believe I'm from North. A Southerner will always believe I'm from South. A Easterner will always believe I'm from East. So there is no how we cannot really love ourselves. So please, I'm saying this: the security minister should do something. We should do something concrete to put this country in order, to repair this country in order. Just like I keep saying, I don't want to be the molested and secret again, shouting and screaming at everybody. But this is just the way. I want to take my time, get my message, and pass my message across to every government listening to me. Please put this country in order. That's for the government.
Well, thank you so much, MC Grama. What is well, in the subsequent edition, I will be talking about the statements of the Northern Elders Forum regarding the, of course, the exit of the Igbo people in Nigeria. They say that it's better the Igbo people are allowed, of course, to decide their political future and to go their way instead of course, the next or second civil war. That will be the next edition. I'll be calling for that. Thank you so much for this wonderful.
So until next time when I get to meet you again, my name remains MC Grama. Remember, this is the rebranding and package MC Grama. Thank you very much.
Thank you, channel, so that we can continue serving humanity in this regard. Yes, and this is very important. Don't mention this is just okay. Thank you. We have the next person, Mr. Charles. Good morning, Mr. Charles. Yes, give it. Go ahead, Mr. Charles. There is a level of lunatics across the country, precisely in Lagos. Most recent time, some attributed it to the hardship under Tinubu's dispensation.
I don't want to waste much of your time because I don't have much time. Let me go straight to the point. The 6 months we have seen in Tinubu's regime has been a level of torturing and tribulation and suffering. Nigerians are suffering in such a way that when you go to Agege and so many places to be precise, Lagos State, you find out that the level of lunatics, the level of mad people have just increased in this administration due to the total level of hardship in Nigeria. To be frank with you, we are not really enjoying this kind of administration that we are seeing today. Look at what is going on. You find out that we go to so many places and centers. The level of the increase in terms of mad people has been increasing in Nigeria. Why? Because we are having a high number of people that can no longer think straight. It is only when you eat good food that you can be able to think straight. It is only when the economy is conducive and bearable to the standard of living of yourself and your family. That is when you are able to think forward. But what are we saying? We are seeing a situation whereby a lot of average Nigerians are no more happy and conducive. Go to most of these children's hospitals. A statistic shows yesterday that the total number of mad people have just increased in this administration. Why? Because a sound mind that cannot think, that cannot feed himself very well, cannot reason very well. So before you know what is happening, the brain is actually off. So what you are expecting?
Not beside the brain being off, what could have triggered that?
Hardship.
Okay, hardship.
Hardship. That's what I'm saying. Hardship.
But there have been, of course, findings that some youths resort to in taking stimulants, hard drugs,
My brother, the people,
chemicals,
sorry, the people I am
as a
seeing,
way of being
God,
high themselves.
the people I am seeing presently are not even youths. They are not even youths. These are people just at the age of their 50 to 50 something. And will you classify those people as youths? We are talking about people that are going closer, as in their age is almost, their age has almost gone far. And you're telling me that it's the youth. I am not talking about the youth. Are you getting me? We are not talking about the youth here. I am telling you, tomorrow, follow me to Agege and I will show you statistically. You find out that go to most of these when we are talking about so many places. You find out that what I'm telling you is the truth. And I can even show you the paper if you want me to show you. A man, and Economist said, even without even saying it, we have seen it and we have witnessed that the level of madness and mad people is actually increasing in Nigeria due to the high level of hardship. We always bless God that we come to this place every day just to air our views, and our diaspora will not listen to us. Thank you for whatever they are doing in our lives, and God will continue to bless them. So what are you saying?
Honestly, if you have not been in that state of depression, you wouldn't understand what we are discussing here because. Yes, good morning, Mr. Ola Dewale. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Happy weekend, sir.
Nigerians are suffering. I once experienced that almost close to depression because of the economic mishaps. When I lost my job, it was very difficult time for me and the child family. I know what at the point, my enemy contemplated suicide. This is the reality of my history, but I now put myself in the shoe of millions who has no way of sustenance. They have families, as you rightly said, not just the youths, people in their mid-50s and all that with their families who no longer, a man will think and think and think, will not know where to go from the left or to the right. I mean, to sustain and with the burdens of catering for family, he might decide committing suicide, and the rate of suicide is at increase, not just in Lagos, across the state of Nigeria. So what exactly to the government do to bring us here?
I feel like crying unless anytime I come out to this place. See, I love what you said now. You said when you lost your job. It's applicable to me when I lost my job too, not only job. I remember when I lost my mom and dad. Because let me give you an example. Do you know the highest number of people in Lagos State now are from people from Benue State? Do you know that?
Yeah, Benue State, the north.
Hold on. Do you know that the highest number of people that you see in Lagos State now are from Benue State? Do you know why? Insecurity have just sent them, mostly, they have discarded from their various houses in Benue State down to Lagos State here. Another people you see in Lagos here are people from Kaduna State and the Jos.
Exactly.
The highest number of people you will see here in Lagos State are people from Jos, Kaduna and Benue.
And Niger State.
And Niger State. Why? The high level of insecurity in their state. Let me give you an example. When I lost my mom and dad to Boko Haram, I went through the same depression. I get me. I went through depression too. And in the same year, you lost your job. And you keep on seeing that whatever that is going on, you'll be asking yourself what actually is going on. The country, the government is not helpful. Without anybody that will just come and give you an empty, what the government does is just to give you an empty promises. So what are you talking about? When I said just 6 months at the office, a higher that we have, if you can equate the total number of mad people in Nigeria in those days, the level of mad people just within a space of 6 months have totally increased to a certain level that it's uncountable.
Honestly, I vividly remember that during the pandemic, there was no job. During the pandemic, you know what they call it? What did they call it again? This COVID-19. In the midst of that, the landlord were demanding for money. You can imagine the level of devastation when you are not working and there is no way to sustain the family, and the frustration and the anxiety is building up. It can even, of course, make the person to lose such consciousness. So I wouldn't blame, of course, those losing their sense of reasoning to only drugs, because the reality is staring at us. People are hungry, frustrated than ever before under this current administration. And the FG is spending, the state is spending heavily, but it is not affecting, it's not reflecting in the life of average citizens, average Nigerians. They are only spending for themselves and to themselves and to anyone connected to them. So what does the future hold for an average Nigerian?
Gone are those, I see, you know what I studied in school. If you're talking about history, I know history very, very well. But I'm not this kind of person that will just come over to this place and start giving you history and what is going on, what happens in 1970, how Nigeria amended its constitution in 1963. No. So why won't people come? Let's tell the people what diaspora should always know, because a lot of them are not there, are not here. We can always tell the truth. Let's tell the truth and what is going on now. That is exactly what is the point. You are busy. How many tiers of government do we have? 3 tiers of government. We have the executive, the states is there, the federal government, the states, and the local government are there. And then you keep on sharing money within yourself. We can't even asking yourself, this kind of money I'm sharing, does it going to have a lasting meaning to the lives of an average Nigerian? The answer to that is no. A state government spoil. Somebody will behind me, somebody will say that I should hold my governor responsible. But remember, if you're in Lagos here and Lagos seems not to be working, nobody will call someone who first. The first person they will call is Mr. President. Are you getting me? If you're in Imo State, Edo State, if the governor is not working well, the first person they will call is the president. Before they will talk about the governor himself. So you are busy. The government cannot work when you cannot reduce what I may call the cost of your governance. The excessiveness in terms of governance in Nigeria is too much. The level in which they are spending money is too much. The level in which they are going, wasting money unnecessarily is too much. There's no good health in Nigeria. There's no good network. What is so good about this country? I don't think there's anything good about this country anymore.
Honestly,
that is why I don't blame most of these people that are jackpotted. I said it on one of the radio stations there. I don't know whether we are here yesterday. I said it. If you should give an average Nigerian a visa to Gambia now, he will thank you all the day out the rest of his life. Why? Because every average Nigerian wants to make the source of this country. Because nothing good is working again. Nigerians is not working. So reduce the cost of your governance so that whatever you are spending, if you want to give a state 100 billion naira, for instance, you have to give that state a target. This is what I want you to establish with it, so that an average Nigerians will be able to do what? To become free employed.
Honestly, Nigeria is becoming self-destructive to her citizens. I mean, there is no better way to express this than what I just said. Nigeria is now becoming self-destructive to her citizens, like Mr. Ola said, that we wept bitterly for this country. Honestly, if you are weeping bitterly and you are in diaspora, you can't imagine the impact or the effect, direct impact we are facing here. It is beyond comprehension, reasoning. Every day you wake up, your psyche is being attacked. I mean, it's affects an average psyche of anyone within this contraption. And it's not funny, honestly, so to say, just to say the least. People are suffering. People are suffering. The suffering has no bearing, and it is quite sad. This one is only what the paper or so few people can see that is being reported.
It's different.
You see, Lunatics. Sometimes you begin to wonder when you pass. You see, is this man mad or what is actually wrong? Some people are the sufferings they were subjected to. Nobody, unfortunately, that could show up for them at that particular time. Okay, and nobody that could call or show up for them, not until, of course, it goes beyond what they could manage or cater for, honestly. That's why I appreciate everyone, the likes of course, Mommy Joy here, who assisted one of us here.
May God bless her.
And
she's blessed.
of course, I wouldn't mention the person's name when such a need was called up. And everyone who is, of course, doing anything to encourage us down here, may the good Lord continue to bless you. The lives of, the list is countless. I just mentioned of most recent. We have Mommy, of course, in Ketio Karo. We have Ken. We have Mr. Kevin. We have just Professor Joe
morning, sir.
And Mr. Cole, and many people, Mr. Joseph, Mr. Jude, and
so many of them.
there's so many of them, Mr. Kenneth, and all of you. May the good Lord continue to bless you. And if the society is encouraging one another, I think we wouldn't be here. But the wickedness of the wicked, the political elites, has brought so much distortion to Nigeria. How can you be making money, accumulating wealth, while people are dying? The money your seventh generation cannot finish. And you're accumulating it. Most of the money will get damaged. Most of them stuck in Swiss banks, United States, UK, and other European countries. Why there are people who needed just a little help to survive. The anger of God, the curse of God is upon you. If you are one of the politicians who looted this country to stupor, to destruction, you will never escape God's judgments.
Amen.
Whatever you have stolen against the masses will become a curse upon you and your generation if you don't repent and do what is right. It is quite unfortunate. Why should there be lunatic? We should be talking of, increasing in terms of infrastructure, increasing in terms of development, innovations, and technology, not the number of lunatics on the streets of Lagos. So where is the place of excellence? Where is the place of humanity? It's quite sad. I'm so much saddened by this development, and this is not in any way something you should, of course, condone. In its totality, I'm against that. And in fact, just as you said, when you go to not just Agege, it is quite sad that people will be dragging your clothes. You see children, just as you said, a woman was.
That happens today. I was coming out, as I was coming from my house this morning. A woman that just said that she lost her job 2 months ago was subjected to begging here in close to Rewane here at Agege. Do you know that this morning when I was coming down to Agba here, for me to cross, there was a train coming, and they were shouting at this woman, look at train, the woman. Look at train,
because her mind is out.
And this morning, as I'm talking to you, the train rushed the woman. It was a daughter that was shouting, crying, and people started asking her what happened. She started, this is a mother that just lost one of her jobs, and she was subjected to begging. Do you know that what you can endure, Mr. A cannot endure? So the woman was meant to, she subjected herself to begging. not so that she won't use her body to make money. She won't be sleeping from one man to another. So at the end of the day, look at how she ended up today. A train crushed by train this morning.
Because I believe that the train was blaring the horn, but because of her mind has moved out of this thing, consciousness.
So Nigerians are suffering.
And she was crushed this morning, early morning. These are just one out of millions, and it's quite sad. And her life is gone, and that is another humanity being lost to such cruel states. It's quite sad. I hope the government is seeing. I don't know what the senators are doing, occupying emptiness without any, of course, service to humanity. Only, of course, interested in what comes to them, and their own immediate communities are languishing in abject poverty. You need someone to sing your song. Chineke Bukwago, Bukwago Oku. I mean, I don't want to insult the sensibility of my listeners, but these are the realities staring at us. It is quite sad and quite devastating. I mean, it leaves us, an average citizen's psyche, tortured on daily basis.
Today's date is what? Today's date is 2nd. And we are quite approaching how many days to Christmas here? If you're in those days, you begin to perceive the aromas of Christmas. Jingle bell, you begin to ask yourself, has someone stolen the bell? Has someone stolen the jingle bell? Nobody is hearing about that songs again. Because Nigerians are no more happy. You cannot feed yourself. Because they're sorry to say this. I am not meant to say this. So you know that from here.
Not even Christmas lights. Look at the Lagos.
Look at Lagos.
Before now, you will see Christmas lights.
Where is it?
Even before November, end of December. Look at if you see Christmas lights, lightnings, decoration, let me see. I will give you $5,000. Yes, if not, you can send it to me so that we can manage it. So that is a state of despondency and very unfortunate.
Look at the high cost of transportation. Look at the high cost of. Do you know that somebody is calling me that I should come over to Port Harcourt. I told you by next week. Where do you see money to transfer yourself from there to Port Harcourt? Just for an interview. By next week, where do you see the money? Why will you be able to, from there to Port Harcourt, no less than 27,000 naira? This is something that if you had before, 3,000 naira, you can even go to a street of beggar here. There's a place we call beggar in Lagos State here. You can go to beggar here, Express Road. You enter a car, a bus that is going to
attachment.
You enter attachment to here. Where do you see money? If this man cannot continue with this kind of it, let him step down. It's more good to resign honorably than to disgrace yourself at that office.
Thank you so much. Honestly, we need to wrap it up. I am not promising, because I am retired. Okay, but Mr. Chigozie, please, send. Okay, thank you so much. We do appreciate every effort, of course. Just towards assisting us. The good Lord continue to bless you, honestly, and continue to make you an inspiration to your generation and to everyone. What we needed, just a little to encourage one another, but unfortunately this accidental discharge, I call them, because they are misnomer to human society. Don't call them business. What kind of business? Excuse me, don't call them business politicians. You are just trying to, of course, glorify them. These are misnomers to society. You can't tell me in any sense society. No wonder one said that they should be subjected to mental tests. Just as Fashola subjected most of the downfall drivers to mental tests, not just downfall drivers. I mean, they should also be subjected to, mental tests. Yes, we are talking of drug addicts, people losing their mind, lunatics. These lunatics are not just for common men. We have lunatics within the Senate chambers, a place that should be a hallowed chambers. I have turned to become a center of dismay and despondency, where people's lives have been mortgaged and destroyed. And that is quite sad. It is quite sad and unfortunate. do we call it? That should also be subjected to mental test, of course, so that we can know the level of mental sanity which they enjoy. Your YouTube point. You want to send something, and that is quite unfortunate. YouTube. Okay, that is quite unfortunate, honestly. And that is why we continue to ask everyone, of course, every hand must be on deck to hold these people responsible. How can you be singing on your mandate to stand when there have been reports that the boxes for the budget 2022, 24 that was submitted were just empty boxes? 80 buses you submitted that covers 27.5
We are
trillion.
finished, we are finished.
And you're not asking questions.
We are finished.
In my whole time, there is no road. There is no road. The Southeastern people have the worst deplorable state of roads. And the senators representing Olo Senatorial Don are not asking questions.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
What part of this budget can solve the problems of my people? Localize your problems. And you're singing,
where are you?
on your mandate will stand. That is madness, and we cannot continue to do this. So I'm of the opinion, including the senator representing Olu Senatorial Zone, should be subjected to mental test. And everyone, of course, in Imo State, and across the nations of across the nation, all the senators and the House of Representatives should be subjected to mental test as one of the criteria, of course, of being selected in the first instance. Because what you are seeing is a total aberration and does not in any way encourage humanity. It is quite sad and quite unfortunate. And based on the statement made by the, of course, Northern Elders Forum, what do you have to say regarding the statement that the Igbos should be allowed to leave? I mean, the Igbos, I think they are referring to the Biafrans, because I believe not just the Igbos that makes up the Biafrans. We also have other ethnic nationalities whose interest is well protected within the Biafran arrangement. So what do you have to say regarding that statement? A conference that was, of course, given by the supposed Northern Elders Forum.
By the special grace of God, I grew up in the north, and a real Igbo man in those days, even our diasporas can bear me witness that in those days, that was about 20 to 30 years ago. When you hear that Christmas is fast approaching, and you hear that you have somebody from the north is coming back to east. Somebody from the north is coming back from east. What do? You'll be very much happy and excited, because there's going to be excess of food from the north coming in to that particular state. But what are we seeing now? Why not leave an Igbo man to breathe? Why not allow an Edo man to breathe? Allow every man from different tribes to breathe, because we call ourselves one Nigeria. We call ourselves one Nigeria, but what is the problem of Nigeria? It is not fair that whatever that is going on, that we Nigerians will continue to be disgracing ourselves simply because you find yourself in one state or the other. So at the end of the day, you find out that it is not working well. Allow an Igbo man to breathe. Allow even a Yoruba man, anywhere you find yourself, why not breathe? Allow a Hausa man to breathe. This is one Nigeria. As long as you are saying every man is entitled in Nigerian constitution for him to stay in a particular state and breathe up. So, and a northern youth forum saying that an average Igbo man should be allowed to breathe. It's a welcome development because of the kind of it is born down and the sectionalism that he mentioned, as the president has mentioned on Igbo man in the streets of Lagos here. So there's actually what I'm calling it, segregation between the Igbos, the Hausas, and the Yorubas, and it's not supposed to be like that. So these people should be very, very careful, because we are actually in the same country, and this is one Nigeria. Are you getting me? Nigerians should be able to know that every average Nigerian should be allowed to breathe, irrespective of where you find yourself. You find yourself in Lagos, breathe. You find yourself in anywhere, breathe. So that is just it.
Okay, it is not the right of the senators to decide who breathes in Nigeria, because they don't have any advantage over any citizen of this country, because they don't have any extra advantage. It's not that they are just privileged to occupy such positions.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Oladewale. I appreciate the gesture, and I've just dropped to my contacts
Monza.
my number, account number there, 0035 94 91 22 GT by Chigos, a Christian. Thank you so much. I really appreciate whatever, of course, support you might be giving to us, and of course, the reviewers.
God bless you. Happy weekend.
For those, for the you that asked for the account number of one of our reviewers, thank you so much for your support and encouragement. God bless you. On this note, of course, we wrap it up and hoping that God will help us and spare our lives. But the reality is that the pains and agony is building up, and it is just a time bomb which will definitely explode any moment from now. But I hope the government will, of course, take proactive actions to save further destruction or of course, the response or the actions of the people, because no humanity could be subjected forever. So a time will come, humans will rise against any oppression and resist it vehemently, but it might be bloody revolution that will end this tyranny, the reign of tyranny, the reign of horror we are experiencing now. God bless you. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you very much.
Wishing you happiest Mass in advance, and stay safe with your families and loved ones. Bye for now. Much love from Chigos and David.
Thank you very much.
And Conweb TV precisely.